I want to come on here and just rant and just go off, but I don't really feel the energy to do that as much as I thought I would. I'm deflated right now, y'all. I feel like a beaten man, and I'm going to explain why. So, tonight on Smackdown, and many of you already know where this is going, The Rock showed up, and The Rock, it's implied, if not outwardly announced, that The Rock's replacing Cody Rhodes, and it'll be The Rock and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, look, I understand The Rock is a member of the board. I understand The Rock is a big star, big movie star, and I like The Rock. Like I've liked The Rock since like 97, 98, right? Like during his when he was younger and he was on his way to the top, right? The Rock it was great, but this segment on SmackDown, this is one of the worst decisions and one of the worst segments the company's ever done. Like, they've literally taken Cody Rhodes, the most over babyface they've had in years. The only one that came close is probably Sami Zayn last year. Cody has been the guy. He's doing all the charity stuff. He's, worked really hard, and they have sacrificed him for The Rock. I'm flabbergasted. Like, honestly, I'm completely stunned at this. Completely stunned. This was a last minute decision. This was not a decision that was made, prior to this. Because if you pay attention to WWE storytelling, they've been building up the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes rematch for a while. They teased it last year on SmackDown for one segment. Cody's been talking about finishing the story at WrestleMania. He won the Royal Rumble. Literally 1 week ago, he wins the Royal Rumble and points at Roman Reigns. Implying that's the guy he wants. He also said that the title that Roman Reigns has is the Bruno Sammartino title, the one that Dusty Rhodes never got. This entire storyline has been a 2-year buildup with Cody Rhodes wanting to win that title and figuratively and spiritually handing it over to his father, Dusty Rhodes, saying, "Dad, I did it. I won the title you never won." But that's not happening now. Cody Rhodes comes out and pretty much says all the things I just said. And then he says, "I'm going to take everything from you, Roman, just not at WrestleMania." And you could tell that Cody was, like Cody Runnels, the actual man, you can tell that he didn't want to say that. Then The Rock's music plays. The Rock comes out, goes face to face with Roman, the show ends. So the code, think about how stupid this is. This is one of the worst. This makes absolutely no sense. What I mean by that is not necessarily when it comes to business, because having The Rock wrestle Roman Reigns will probably attract a lot of casual eyeballs to the show. But you have sacrificed the future of the company, Cody Rhodes. You've sacrificed a 2-year story that, and here's the thing, I've loved WWE for the past couple of years. Triple H has been a phenomenal freaking booker. The product's been a lot of fun. It's been great. Cody wins the Rumble, points at Roman Reigns. We're going to get our rematch. He's going to finish the story and beat Roman Reigns. He even said in this promo that he had Roman Reigns beat, which he did. He had him in the crossroads. It was over. But then he comes out and says, "I will take all this from you, but not at WrestleMania." So never before in the history of this company has a Royal Rumble winner not gotten his title shot. Now, obviously, Cody can wrestle Seth. Again, we already saw it 2 years ago at WrestleMania. He can wrestle Seth Rollins. They can do that because CM Punk is out. But like Cody said, that's not the big title. The big title is the one that Roman has. Roman even made fun of Seth Rollins for that. The title Roman has is the one that goes back to Bruno and Hogan and Bret Hart and Steve Austin. That is the WWF Championship. That's the original title. That's the lineage. The one that goes all the way back to then. And instead of Cody getting that, he just says, "You know what? I'm not going to wrestle at WrestleMania. I'm going to have Rock do it." Why? How does that make any sense for the Cody character? Cody's entire story has been to overthrow Roman Reigns. He's the hero to vanquish the big dragon. And instead, can you imagine if last week, when the Kansas City Chiefs won a spot at the Super Bowl, they just give it up to the Detroit Lions or another team? I don't get it, bro. It doesn't make any sense. This fucking shit makes no sense. Why would you win the Royal Rumble, outlast 29 other guys, be the victor, and then sacrifice it? The only time something like this has happened is when when John Cena won the Rumble in 2008 and then challenged Randy Orton for the title at the February pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber. It might have been called No Way Out back then. And then he still got a shot at WrestleMania in 3-way. So is Cody going to wrestle Roman in Perth? They said he wasn't booked for that show. Is it going to be a 3-way? It can't be a 3-way because Cody said, I'm going to take all this from you, but not at WrestleMania. Why? That is the worst. I cannot believe Cody actually went on TV and said that. That is the worst decision WWE's made in years. I'm legitimately in shock that they made this decision, bro. Because why would a guy go through this long-ass quest, defeat Brock Lesnar in their feud with the Judgment Day, and beat most of their guys, if not all of them, come back, win War Games, win the Royal Rumble, and then say, you know what? This story of mine, I'm not going to finish it at the biggest show of the year. What? So you're going to sacrifice the story that people have wanted to see for 2 years for a part-timer in his 50s? This is the worst episode of WWE television since Triple H took over, I think. I'm flabbergasted, man. And it's fucked up because the Bayley segment on the show was great. But how does it make any logical sense that Cody say, I'm going to beat you, but not at WrestleMania? WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. No matter how much they want to say that SummerSlam or Backlash are big, or when they lie and say that Saudi's bigger than WrestleMania, it's not. WrestleMania is the biggest show of the year. And that's the show that the Royal Rumble winner should be victorious at and get his shot. It's always been like this. But instead of Cody going after he pointed at him at the Royal Rumble. That's how you know this was a last minute change. Because why would he point at Roman and then suddenly say, oh, well, I had counseling and I'd rather The Rock fight you. I'd rather have somebody else fight you. How does that make sense for a top babyface? How does that make sense for a hero to say, you know what? This is the biggest show of the year. I'm going to beat you on the grandest stage of them all. No, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to let Rock do it. How does that make any sense, dude? How does that make any sense? Listen, I had a chance to go to WrestleMania this year and get third row. It would have cost me over $6,000. I had a chance to go to WrestleMania because I have a friend in the NFL who's connected to WWE. Third row. And I'm not going. That's how upset I am at this. They have killed my interest in this show. I have nothing personal against The Rock. The Rock versus Roman is a big match. I understand that. I understand it's a WrestleMania match. I get it. But to sacrifice Cody this year, and worse off, to have him come out as the hero of this story and say, I'm going to take everything from you, but not on the biggest show of the year. So what, SummerSlam? I'm floored. I'm completely floored. It's one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen in my life. Cody, it's not just the fact that Cody's not going to finish. It's the fact that they're sacrificing this story and the fact that he came out and said he's coming for Reigns, but not at WrestleMania. I don't get it. The whole thing was my story. Finishing the story is I'm going to take everything from Roman Reigns, not just the title. And then he's like, nah, I'm not going to do it. Not at WrestleMania. This is horrible. This is one of those decisions that I wonder if Vince is still in charge. This reminds me of when CM Punk was the hottest he was in 2011 ever, and he took a pedigree at Night of Champions and got pinned. This reminds me of Brock Lesnar beating John Cena, or losing to John Cena in his first match back. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? And then Rhodes and Rock shook hands and hugged. Then The Rock went face to face with Roman. Why? This makes no sense. So Cody's gonna wrestle Seth Rollins again? I don't get it. I don't get it, and I'm not excited for WrestleMania anymore. I'm being dead ass, dude. I'm not excited. I am not excited for WrestleMania anymore. I'm not. I'm not. It's over. It's over. Anyways, hopefully they change their mind about this. I really do hope so. But I don't know how they're going to be able to do that if Cody already kind of buried himself with this promo. This sucks.